Hello. You're about to watch an episode of a sailing trip I was recently a part of. We sailed from San Diego, California to the San Francisco Bay Area, and it took us 10 days. And I made a complete film with the entire passage. And then I've broken it up into these small episodes as well. And at the end of this episode, there'll be commentary about the episode where I'm reading from the journals and just talking about stuff we saw and stuff that happened on the trip. So check it out, and check out the links and subscribe if you like it. Thanks.
I'm grieving. That if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear. But then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child girl. You know I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, because I never want to see you sad, girl. Don't be a bad girl, but if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware. Beware. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child girl. Baby, I love you, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of bad, and beware. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. I'll always remember you like a child girl. Oh baby, baby, it's a wild world. Hard to get by just upon a smile.
Come back in here. Oh, that's right. You have a choice of going in that way or that way. Doesn't matter. I think I went in one way and came out the other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once we get past that second crane, we'll be looking for a red.
Yeah. Oh.
Hello. You just watched day 9 of the passage from San Diego, California to San Francisco Bay. This passage was from Monterey, California to Half Moon Bay, and let's say it took us 15 hours. It was 60 nautical miles. I woke up pretty early, like 5 in the morning or something, and walked down to the coffee shop. It was beautiful, overcast sort of sunrise. Got back to the boat around 7:30. We got everything ready to take off, and left at like 8 a.m. Went over to the fuel dock, tied up, and while everybody was getting everything sorted and the boat fueled up, I did some videoing under the dock and some gigantic crabs that you could see on the last episode from the Day Off Monterey episode. I threw into that clip, and then just the crazy immense sea life growing under the fuel dock. And I noticed there's far more sort of life in the marina area than there was out in the tide pools around underneath Cannery Row. So it was kind of a treat because not everyone gets to go in there. So we got all fueled up, and Nigel showed me how to pump out the holding tank, which was cool to see. I haven't done that before. And he has a business where he does that and other maintenance called Nautical Know-How, and the link will be right down here in the bio, or in the comments rather, or description. And so yeah, he showed me how to do that properly, and then we were off and pulled out, 0 wind, really kind of glassy seas as we pulled, sailed across, or motored rather, across Monterey Bay. And about halfway across, there was a pan came over the radio about a vessel that was drifting towards shore, towards the rocks, and we were far too away from them to help at all. But it's always alarming to hear that. I'm sure they turned out fine because they were close enough to Santa Cruz and the Coast Guard was on it. So it says at 11 a.m. a large gray whale blew and surfaced 30 feet from the cockpit on our port side. A few breaths later, he dove, sending his massive tail skyward. His tail was close enough that we could see it's like a black tail, and he had white barnacles all over the tips and the edges. So that was great to see him that close. And then says, in the afternoon, the wind and seas beating on our nose, slowing our progress as weather approached. I slept for a few hours while it rained and continued our crawl up the coast at 3 knots. Yeah, so we were just, crawling north, as is done a lot on that direction. And then at like 7 p.m., I was sitting out in the cockpit, and we had a Pigeon Point Lighthouse on our beam, which is one of the most beautiful statuesque lighthouses, or picturesque lighthouses in on the California coast. And so it was like this kind of golden sunset, and then you could see this single white line on the coast. And I visited it before and really loved that lighthouse, so it was fun to see it from the sea. And then soon the sunset fell behind cloud cover, so we didn't get the full sort of golden works that would have been possible if it hadn't fallen behind this sort of weather band. And then later on that night, you see it says at 9 p.m. we're sailing near to Half Moon Bay at this point, and we came through an immense patch of jellyfish, and there all you could see were these blue flashes that were about 12 inches in diameter in all directions. And the closest thing I could compare it to was like in movies or in old footage from the war, when there's like planes flying and dropping bombs, and then the bombs are exploding below the cloud cover. That's what it looked like, but it's these crazy, unnatural looking blue flashes in all directions, and obviously very like apparent right at our bow, and at the stern, and on the sides of the boat where they flashed even more so. So yeah, that was it was a sight to see for sure. And then as we're coming into Half Moon Bay, it's a little tricky. There's a lot of shoals and dangerous stuff to kind of squeeze between, and we're coming in at night. Luckily, all those cats had done it before, so they were familiar with it, and we just watched the chart plotter and paid close attention. Everybody looked at it. It's so tricky to see like the buoys and stuff, their lights with the lights of the city in the background, and traffic lights and cars driving. So finally we crept in, and they had said it was kind of a nightmare to come into that marina at night, or the harbor at nighttime, because there's a massive anchorage that you have to sail through to get to where you tie up at. And so I stood on the front of the bow with a high-powered flashlight, and the anchorage wasn't too packed, but Nigel in the past had run aground because he was trying to sneak around these anchored boats that were just everywhere, and some of them didn't have anchor lights and stuff, and he had run aground. So we were very cautious about what and where we were doing. And we did see a couple of mooring balls we would have run over if I hadn't been up there, so we dodged that stuff and got in and tied up. And pretty easy sail. When the winds had picked up, we'd gotten some fun sailing in. That was seen in the footage. So it was nice to actually have the wind in our sails for some time during the day. And it was nice to have the experience of coming into a sketchy marina at nighttime, just so, you know, I could experience that with people that had already done it. So that's that. Thanks for watching. If you like the videos, please subscribe. There'll be lots more to come. This series of episodes for Pushing Northwest is almost complete, but I have a number of sales coming up. So thanks again, and bye.